Now, let's get things started tonight as we take a look at national security challenges and the blooming business of banditry. Let's cross over live to Kaduna State, where a parent of one of the students who was recently released from the Afaka Forestry College joins us live on the program tonight to share his views. We understand those students were in captivity for 56 days. Friday, Sani, a parent whose children was kidnapped, joins us live now from Kaduna. Friday, good to see you. You have only been reunited with your children. I understand 2 of your children were kidnapped. Such a very terrible experience, I must say. But share with us, in those 56 days where 2 of your children were amongst those who were kidnapped, share with us your darkest moment as a father.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me on your station this afternoon. I'm happy to be here, and as you can see from my face, you can see a kind of joy in my face today. 56 days is not easy. I must confess to you that it's like the entire world turned dark for me and the entire families. I must confess to you that it is one of the hardest time, or the most hardest time we have ever passed through, seeing 2 of your children disappeared from your face. Not that you send them on an errand, not that they relocated to another maybe city, not that they are married off, but in the hands of unknown people, in the hand of terrorists, bandits, in the hand of kidnappers. You could imagine what I was just like, what are they going through? What are they still alive there? In fact, there was a time I saw one of my daughter in a video. I couldn't see the other one, and I was like, does it mean the other one got missed in the bush, or what really happened? Somebody called me and said, go to the hospital. They said some people escaped and they are in the hospital. I went there and I couldn't find anything, not even an incident of one in the hospital, which they mentioned. I was like worried until after almost a month before I was able to have contact with one of them, and I asked, what about your sister? And she said, he said they are together. I was like, in fact, I became a little bit happy, because at least knowing that 2 of them are there, I was a little bit relieved. Then another pain, another worry is, when are they coming out? When are they coming out? Imagine yourself coming home. You meet the remaining children, your wife and the remaining children at home. The other ones, the senior ones, are not there. Then you are going to bed to sleep without even telling those one good night. And you woke up in the morning, you woke the rest for prayer without them. In fact, it's one of the most darkest days that we have ever seen in our life. But thank God, 56 days before they were released is a traumatized day for us. But despite all that, hearing the news that they were released on Wednesday, it really brings a kind of relief to myself and my family and the entire parents that were affected.
Reunited with them for the past 2 or 3 days now. What are they saying to you?
Come again.
Maybe I need to go over that question again, Friday. Now, I've asked your children who you have been reunited with for the past 2 or 3 days now. What exactly have they said to you? Have they recovered from the trauma of going through such a very horror and terrible experience?
And as one of the frontier of the negotiation, and also the
All right, Friday, signing live for us in Kaduna State. One of the parents of the students was recently released from the Afaka College of Forestry in Kaduna State, recounting the experiences of himself and, of course, the other of his children who were in captivity for 56 days. I'm not sure what exactly is playing out with the internet. We'll see how we can reconnect with him very briefly as we get to continue talking about the issue of national security in the country and the big business of banditry. Friday, it does appear that we have you back. You're going to answer that question. We lost your connection or signal with you for a moment. Maybe you can go over that answer again.
What I'm actually saying is that I immediately, my children were reunited to me day before yesterday. I have a lot of time to ask them what is their experience like, and what do they go through. In fact, I was made to understand that a lot of things went wrong there, though they were not humiliated, they were not maltreated, they were not they did not molest any of them, but the kind of food that is being given to them, the kind of water they drink. As I'm talking to you now, I have to take my children to the hospital yesterday, because day before yesterday when they came, initially I thought that maybe they are sound, but yesterday afternoon they were complaining of stomach ache and all of that. So I have to take them to hospital, and the text was wrong on them, where they were diagnosed of typhoid and malaria. As I'm talking to you now, they are being hospitalized. They are there at a private hospital here in Kaduna, taking medications. So, and I also put the call through to other parents that they shouldn't look at it that maybe their children are back and they will just relax and start celebrating. These children need to be rehabilitated. They should take them to hospital so that they will conduct a proper medical test on them and get to know what maybe their condition is, so that they will not be taken unaware. Because I was told that the water they drank there is not pure, it's not clean, it's not a clean water, it's just a kind of erosion that was just flowing. You understand? And in that case, there will be an availability of typhoid, definitely. So I have to take them to the hospital. And as I'm talking to you now, they are still there. Before joining this program, I have met with them in the hospital to take some food and other things to them. So I have to go for the rehabilitation. And I'm also preparing to take them for a kind of physiological tests to ensure that they are not affected mentally because of the presence of rifle around them. So, and meeting the kind of terrorists, people that you have not seen before, they have with a rifle on you here and there, threat every day, and all of that. So there is need for proper rehabilitation.
Confirm for us your children are in the hospital at the moment. Can you confirm for us what role the federal and state government has played so far in the release of your children?
Just as we have been saying and crying to the entire world to hear, I've said it again and again, and I'll continue to say it again and again, that for the state government, let's leave that out of it. There is no role that the state government plays in the release of our children. We've been deceived that there are security agencies in the bush in search for our children to bring them back, and all of that. But that, we kept waiting, and all we kept getting, the same people that tell you that there are security working in place in search of the children, the same people are the ones that are saying, in fact, if you listen to what His Excellency Governor Rufai said recently, he said the plans to bombard the hideout of the bandit, even if it means killing a FACA student. Just imagine that statement. So there was nothing that they were doing. In fact, it's like they will even be happy if the children are killed. That is all I can say from the state government end. And that also, day before yesterday, when we get to collect our children at the college, where the commissioner came along with the police commissioner and other officials of the government to hand over our children to us, it was demonstrated the student never allowed them to speak. That is the very big embarrassment of the highest order, knowing that the state government abandoned the school, abandoned the student in the bush. So what did the Arua have to tell us? There is nothing we have to tell us, because from the one to the end, the position of government still remains the same. There is no change. There is no any other word to the parents as to what the government is doing to rescue the children from the hands of the bandit. Then come to the institute. I must comment that the provost of the college did his best, and we also want to know that, I want you to know that the provost is under authority, but at his level, he has been on and off, going here and there, having several meetings, putting so many things in place to see how these children will be released. And so many times, we parents, we even sympathize with him for the role he's playing, how he has been struggling here and there over this issue. But coming to the institute himself, we got seriously disappointed. I said it again and again, and I'm not afraid. I work with the institute, but I work under the college, which is under Forestry Research Institute. And the Director General, we expect a lot from him. We expect much from him. The day before yesterday, some people were like saying, in our appreciation, in our press statement, we appreciate several people, but we did not mention the DG. Then the question is, how do we go about that? How do we go about that? When you expect there are conditions you will be, and you need one person who will just talk to you, and you will be encouraged. We expect a word from DG. We have not had even one word from him. We expect a physical presence to at least, in fact, with this situation on ground, with the situation on ground at that time, if the Minister of Environment, which is the overseeing ministry, the Minister of Environment come down to Kaduna to meet with the parents of the victim, is not out of place. Then the institute, as the director of the institute did not even have time to talk to the parents, not to talk of even the minister. And the question I ask, when we discover that the thing is getting longer, is that do they actually have interest in what is happening in this particular college?
These indeed are really very disturbing revelations ongoing there. It's unfortunate that we cannot also even confirm from the side of the institute and all of that. The question to ask is, are you willing and ready to allow your children back to school especially now that, according to reports, the revelations from the students who were released recently, the reports that the bandits have threatened to strike again. So, as a father of two, are you willing to let your children back to school?
States here clearly that not even the children, even myself, I just say something like that now, that I'm a staff of the college and I go to work. You understand? I go to work there. But the truth of the matter is that if that place is not properly secured, there is nobody that will convince me to bring the children back. I watched the provost of the college who was saying that very soon they are going to put things in place, children will come back and rewrite their exam and all of that, until I see what is on ground. Because from the statement, from the story my children told me, my first daughter is 20 years. You won't say that he's a kid. The provost did not go to the bandits to know the kind of weapon they are using. He has not gone to their den. He has not seen them face to face. Are we getting the point? So he don't know what these children actually go through. Whatever he said is like maybe what he had from those negotiating, from those in between. You understand? Who maybe may have contact with the bandit face to face. But the children saw these people. They know the kind of weapon that they have. So these are people that are over thousands in the bush. And when they are moving into any institution, they move in large numbers. You understand? Now, by the time we are talking about moving the children back to school, the question is, what did you have in place? What security measure have you put on ground? We have over 600 square meter perimeter fence, that if somebody is at the end of the fence trying to have access into the compound, you will hardly know. And this fence go into the forest. And this school is at the extreme end of the town. So that if the people are moved, they move them straight into the forest. Just imagine that the children were telling us that they trekked from the college, over 1 hour trek, before they get to where the bandits kept their vehicle. And then they now put them on their bike and left. So what we are trying to say in essence is that if there is anything that will encourage me or move me to send my children back to that school, I will have to see the preparedness of the management of the college and the institute before I will send in fact, I will not even advise, if I have enemy, to carry his children at this particular time to the college, except there is proper security structure on ground that can counter whatever terrorist challenge that will come. Apart from that, I must confess to you that not with intending to discourage people from coming to the school, but personally, I will have to look for school. And not only the college, this particular college, I'm looking at the Kaduna generally. It is not secure. From what the victims are saying, that the bandit says that they have intention of closing the whole schools in Kaduna State. So automatically they are telling us, look for elsewhere. And then when we talk about even looking for school elsewhere, where in Nigeria is safe, the bandits are waging war. They are waging war against educational institutions in Nigeria. It is time for government to wake up and rise up to the challenge. We should not shy away from the truth. This government is doing nothing in terms of security. They have lost focus, they have lost control. In fact, if you look at the body language of the government, they are saying there is nothing we can do about this security challenge in this nation. So some of us, we are keen to that this administration should end so that another people will come. Maybe people that has more focus on security challenge in the country. And that is the truth about it. So educational institutions are facing serious challenge. Worldwide, we are backward in terms of education. And here we are again, terrorists pushing out of pushing our children out of the institution. So where do we go from here? So it's not only Federal College of Forestry Afaka alone. Several schools are prone to this danger. So there is need for proper security check, or else people, in fact, there are a lot of schools now that have closed in Kaduna State. People have gone, bandits are writing letter to institutions that they are coming. And you look at it that it's a threat. And maybe the military, the security agents will come, after some time they will leave. As I'm talking to you now, when this thing happened, they sent truckloads of soldiers into Afaka. They didn't stay more than 5 days. All of them disappeared.
Mr. Friday, you have raised some very, very salient questions, which are indeed begging for answer. You've asked the question of where exactly Nigeria is safe at the moment. And that's one very crucial question that we definitely need to ask ourselves and answer. We'd like to thank you most kindly for sharing your experience with us as a father of two amongst those who were adopted. I mean, it's not a very wonderful experience at all. But we'd like to thank you most kindly for sharing these experiences with Galaxy TV.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
All right, so there you go. Friday, Sunny Live in Kaduna State, sharing with us very horrific experiences of his children. Two of them were amongst those who only recently regained freedom after 56 days.